Hey everybody, in this video, we're going to talk about Bob Chapek not being the bad guy anymore. We're going to talk about that in this upcoming Orange Nerd Quickie. Y'all ready to get nerdy? Let's go. Hey everybody, so welcome again to another Orange Nerd Quickie. Like I said in previous videos, Orange Nerd is usually a show that we dedicate a full hour to, but sometimes, I just want to get out a quick little segment and kind of talk about something real quick. So this is another one of those instances where I'm just kind of putting out a quick little segment in regards to the corporate end of the Walt Disney Company. So things are changing in the industry, and it's pretty funny. So as you all know, if you're following Disney in any way, the past, I would say 2 or 3 months, the Hollywood trades have been bombarding Disney and really bashing, writing hit piece after hit piece in regards to Bob Chapek. And these hit pieces are no accident. These hit pieces are specifically because Bob Chapek wasn't playing ball with the theater industry, okay? He had the audacity to do what was best for the Walt Disney Company, right? And do these hybrid models where they would do day-and-date releases, where it'd be a theater/home release. And, well, the theater chains don't like that idea because they don't get their cut from that, do they? So they had a problem with it, and so they reached out to their buddies, and their buddies would do hit piece after hit piece after hit piece on Disney, on Chapek. But it was recently announced, I think like 3 or 4 days ago, that Disney's going to start playing ball. For the rest of the year, Disney is going to start respecting that 45-day exclusive window for theaters. Okay. And I think the only exception was Encanto, which is a Disney animated release. And even that will still receive the theatrical exclusive. It'll just be 30 days instead of 45 days. So look, basically, in short, for the foreseeable future, Disney will not be doing day-and-date releases on Premier Access. It will be in theaters for 45 days and then go to the respective streaming platforms. Okay. So Disney's off the hook now. Chapek, I'm calling it now. This is an Orange Grove 55 prediction. Calling it now. You will start to see the hit pieces completely fade away now. There will be no hit pieces on Chapek. In fact, not only will there be no hit pieces, but you're going to start seeing even fluff pieces. How Chapek is really coming into his own in regards to the CEO position. And while it was a rocky start, he is starting to really gain footing and knowing what he's supposed to do now. You're going to start to see a lot of that because now he's playing ball and the industry is happy with what he's doing. So you're going to see a change in tone. But there's a new bad guy in town. So let's talk about that. All right. So this is from Deadline, which Deadline, I got to say, you guys, I mean, I read their website quite often, but a lot of their stories, they should really mark it as opinion because some of these articles, these news stories are pretty riddled with a lot of personal opinions and kind of masquerading as news, but I won't get too far into that. But this is from Deadline, and it says here, Disney responds after Marvel picks record Labor Day frame opening last weekend, which is Shang-Chi, of $94.6 million by announcing that the rest of its domestic release slate for the rest of the year will honor a theatrical window ranging from 30 to 45 days per pick. Great, right? Then it goes on to say, but then Universal, dun, 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 decide to take a solid franchise sequel they've been holding during the pandemic, Halloween Kills, and go day and date. Oh my God. With it on October 15th, this coupled with the news that Paramount chairman and CEO and largely respecter of theatrical windows, Jim Giannopoulos, is exiting the studio as ViacomCBS doubles down on streaming service Paramount Plus. Seriously, what the hell is going on? Does the town think we're just going to sit on our couches and watch our cell phones for eternity? The big screen is a creation of great product. Don't you get that? How could we sift through a sea of titles on streaming menus if we don't know what's great yet? Look, there's a new Paramount CEO coming on board, and he's young, and he's very focused on streaming. There was an article, I'll link it down below, where he really wants to focus Paramount on streaming. And he wants to kind of get away from the big theatrical releases and focus mostly on streaming. I'm calling it now. This is the new villain. This is the new villain in the trades. You're going to see hit piece after hit piece on this new Paramount CEO, because again, just like Chapek before, this Paramount CEO is not playing ball. He's not doing what the theater chains want him to do. So therefore, we have to smear him. This has happened every single time. Every single time a studio has done something that the theater chains don't like, there's been basically like a tantrum over it. When Universal released Trolls World Tour, I think it was like on video on demand or something, there was a bunch of theater chains that said they refuse to ever play a Universal movie in the theaters again. Remember that whole drama like a year ago? You know, that whole thing, the bullying in regards to Universal because they didn't play ball. Warner Brothers, same thing. They announced their entire 2021 slate was going to be day and date. And again, it was the same, like, you know, haranguing on these daily hit pieces on Warner Brothers. Then it was Disney turn. And then it was the daily hit pieces on Chapek. Now that Chapek's playing ball, now it'll be the daily hit pieces on this newly minted Paramount CEO. I am calling it now. Look, this is the thing. And I know a lot of people don't like to hear this. The theatrical model of yesteryear, pre-Pandy, is over, okay? Streaming is the future. Now, when I say that, I don't mean that theaters are gone forever. I do think theaters have a place still in this market, but the market that they occupy will be much, much smaller and less influential than it was in years past. Every movie is not going to go into theaters anymore. There's going to be a lot of these smaller films that just get thrown onto a streaming platform. You don't need to put a romantic comedy into the theaters. You don't need a big screen for a romantic comedy. You don't need a big screen for a detective drama. Okay, a lot of those kind of stories are going to be put on streaming platforms. So there's going to be less movies going into the theaters. It's going to play less of a role of the overall market share going forward. But again, I just kind of want to circle back. This Paramount CEO, he is definitely the villain of the week. Chapek is off the hook for now. Chapek's playing ball, so he's a good guy now. This new Paramount chief is definitely the villain of the week. So keep an eye on it. Keep an eye on it. When you start to see these Hollywood articles coming out about the new Paramount CEO, about how terrible he is, remember, Orange Girl 55 told you about this. He predicted it, okay? This is what's going to happen. So that's my thoughts on this. I think Chapek was yesterday's villain, and this new Paramount CEO will be the next villain of the week because he's not playing ball. But what do you guys think? I would love to hear from you guys. What do you think about all this stuff going on, all this maneuvering in Hollywood on the trades and what have you? I would love to hear from you. Thank you all so much for watching. And as always, have a nerdy day.